Anthropic has just done a complete redesign of their desktop app, and this is quite a big deal. Okay, so the main change is in the code section of the desktop app. I would say the most major update is that you can have multiple sessions running in parallel. Now you could do this before by running different sessions of Claude Code separately, but now you can do it all in one place. Here, if you can see, you can have different folders if you're working on multiple projects at the same time, and you can start different sessions. So if you start a new session here, you can pick whether you want the session to run locally or in the cloud, and you can pick what folder you want to work on, and then you can obviously let it run do its thing. Now, another thing is that this new interface that they've made, which shows you an overview of all the messages you've sent, tokens, your overall usage of Claude. I think this is great because now it gives you all the information in one place. You don't have to go digging around in the Claude usage section to check how much usage you've used. So just the basic interface, you can change your models here. So the new Opus 4.7 is also out, and so here you can change the model, and here you can change the effort it uses. You can change the modes here: ask, accept edits, plan mode. Now, the great part about this is that they've made it quite modular, kind of like a IDE. So you can add files and stuff. You have your slash commands here, you have your connectors, you have your plugins, and let's say we were to create a new project in the desktop, we can just choose a folder and select local, and then we can give it a prompt like create a beautiful website that showcases all of the new updates in the Claude desktop app, and open it in preview. Now let's do this in plan mode first. Create a comprehensive plan first. Also, this new interface is great because you can have different windows open in the same workspace. So you can have a preview window open, a terminal window open, where you can literally run anything. So let's say I was working on this app before, and if I just open the terminal here and I run npx expo start. So because we have a terminal window here, I can just run it from here, and I don't need to be in VS Code separately, because who the hell is actually reading all the code, right? Now let's check up on our project. Okay, cool. So now it's creating the plan for the website. So also we can measure our context window, our usage limits right here, which is great. And it gives us a detailed view as well, how much messages are using, how much the system tools are using, and what is using the most tokens, which is great. Because if we see something that shouldn't be using a lot of tokens, then we can fix that, right? So we just do allow edits while it creates the plan. So let's just get rid of these windows so we can read the plan. And it opens the plan in the desktop app, which is great. I don't need to open it in an IDE or read it separately. So here it's created a plan, design direction, typography. Cool. This is all great. Should be fine. No need to worry. And it has an option to open it in VS Code, like right here, if you need to do any manual edits or anything. See, so you have integrated terminal, in-app file editor, faster differences viewer, and expanded preview. So it's still creating the plan. Damn! So it's made the website and it opened it in preview. And look at how good this website is. It's quite decent actually. So the main benefit is you can have the website loaded in a window just next to where you're running your agents. You can have a terminal open. You can see the plan here, which is all great. I also want to talk about how you don't need to use it just to code, right? Here I have a project where I've just tried to create an Obsidian vault, which contains a bunch of articles regarding AI. So here I have this markdown file, which is an article AI 2027, and I can just see this file right inside the preview. The only downside is they don't have a proper file navigator system just yet, which is quite unfortunate. You can only open like singular files if they are linked somewhere, not everything. It can only open a few files. So this is a summary file, and I'm quite unable to open the main file. I'll have to open it in VS Code. Yeah, but I'm sure they're working on it and they'll fix this soon enough. I think this is the direction they are going with this. You would be able to navigate the whole thing right in here. And I can edit the files as well. Nice. They also released routine, which I've been testing a bit. It's kind of like dispatching a task, but you don't need to have your computer running, which makes it a lot more convenient. So if you just do a new routine remote, you can add a name, you can describe what the routine does. So this will be the prompt that Claude runs, and you want the prompt to be quite descriptive, because otherwise it's gonna get stuck and it won't have your input because it's running autonomously. And you can run it on a schedule. So I think the pro plans get 5 routines daily and the max plans get 15 or 25, and more for enterprise. So if I were to do just daily at 2 a.m. at trigger, you can just tell it run a code review on my project. So I want this to run daily code review, and I can just select a repository. Let's just do this app. So you just give it the GitHub repository of your folder, and you create the automation, and at every night at 2 a.m. it'll review all the changes, and you can give it more instructions and give me a summary report in the morning. So it'll review your code and give you a summary by itself. So I'm quite excited for this feature. I've been testing it a lot and it seems pretty great. And they have a calendar view. Great. Also, Anthropic released Opus 4.7, which is their new flagship model. And if we just see the benchmarks, they mentioned how it is an improvement over 4.6, but obviously it's still nowhere close to how good Mythos is. After some testing, I have noticed that Opus 4.7 uses quite a lot more usage than 4.6 did. They mention it here as well. The trade-off is that the same input can map to tokens roughly 1 to 1.35 times the token usage, which means you'll just run out of usage quicker. But improvements wise, there are a few things. So Opus is substantially better at following instructions, where previous models interpreted instructions loosely or skipped parts entirely. 4.7 takes instructions literally, so you might have to adjust your prompts accordingly depending on the model you're using. And then another big upgrade is that it has better vision now. So before it could only see I think 1.25 megapixels, and now it's up to 3.75, and it can take images up to 2600 pixels as well. And they say it's a better finance agent. Like, who even knows what that means, bro? They're just making up benchmarks at this point. And it has better memory. Can't complain about better memory. Then there's just a bunch of benchmarks. Yeah, it's better. It's an incremental update. It's slightly better. Oh, biomolecular reasoning. It's quite a lot better. But what does this even mean? No one knows. Long-term coherence, cool. Coding, just marginally better at coding than 4.6. So this is one of the bigger changes. Effort control. Before we only had low, medium, high, and max effort. Now they've come up with a new option, which is extra high, which sits between high and max. And this is good because if we look at this graph, the X high uses less token than max and is quite a lot better on benchmarks. But also the downside is the new max effort of 4.7 is only marginally better than X high, but uses an insane amount of tokens compared to the previous model. So that was everything new with Claude. Thanks for watching.